TNTG to be able to have a little bit more of a fight. Again, these are the two best teams so far in this cup, so we'll see who's going to be able to come out on top. Kamaka, how are you doing once again? I will say this to everybody. He will take over the stream if my drivers do end up crashing once again. So there may be a slight little delay if I do crash. He will take over, but the stream will go on, so definitely do stick around. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. And starting out, we are going to be seeing the tank actually playing way back there for ApeX. He's going to be playing all the way back towards their spawn, but he is going to be able to get a couple of good angles onto Holland to go ahead and just push him back over onto the ridge, as he's not able to really do much of anything at all other than just keep the other tank in check. Now, at the meantime, we are going to be seeing the infantry battle definitely going in the favor of TNTG, though nobody has actually claimed that A flag yet.
Yes, indeed. It's because most of the ApeX players are, I mean, it's because only the teams are sending a lot of the guys to the flank areas. Like, you know, you see the red team, they've got one guy down to the bottom left, which is a common tactic that you usually see, and a tank up on the hill, which is, yeah, another common tactic that you usually see. There's only 3 people actually on the objective, while the rest go for flanks. So it's basically with these teams not pushing each other, it's been pretty freaking even. But with this attempted push by ApeX, they are starting to lose control of the flag now because of that failed push attempt.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing 2 tickets now on the board. Vibranium is going to be doing some work on the point itself, which you don't really see a whole lot of people actually jumping on it. Void is also going to be pushing up very aggressive, and this is a position that we had talked about before, where just getting up in their face, making sure that they're not going to have an easy time getting to that flag. But decides to go ahead and back on out, as we are going to be seeing some very good aggression and finally some action here onto the flag itself. They have been able to get this thing completely neutralized, and we'll start to get the burn back into their favor. So this is looking like it's going to be a pretty decent game going back and forth here from both of these teams.
That's first aid point.
Totally agree, Brett. TNTG seems like they do have a good little idea of how to play the game, as so do ApeX. Obviously, from the teams a bit saturated, I would hope so. But yeah, it seems like they have a lot of knowledge on what is required in order to master. Trying to establish map control. They had a guy down in the bottom right, but smart enough from the ApeX guys, they sent their tank over there to handle it.
Well, right now, it is looking like the flank is definitely in full swing. That's going to be Kata, going to be able to pick up 3 kills, or 2 kills, and getting the assist on another one. So for the time being, it is just this bloodbath going back and forth, back and forth. Nobody able to get the cap on the flag just yet. It is completely canceled out at the moment, as we are going to be seeing Vibranium and RKN looking to hold down onto this A site. And pretty interestingly enough, we are going to be having the flank coming in, it looks like, from Void. Though that's not really the best class to try and go for that particular flank from spawn. But oh no, look at this. Holland is going to be getting a little bit aggressive. We are going to be seeing some cross shots coming in. RKN being able to pick up 2 kills. And we'll see if the tank is going to be able to survive up there on top of that ridge. He is getting a couple of mortars coming down. Can he actually out-repair the damage? He cannot. So that is going to be a huge win right here for ApeX. And as we've seen before, when the tanks go down on this particular map, it is very brutal to try and come back in, as it is 2 minutes before that spawn is actually going to go ahead and pop up. Afro and Kata are going to be going back and forth. Kata will be able to take out one. It does look like Hinachi will be able to pick up another one. So that is going to be all she wrote here on this last and final push for ApeX, finally able to secure themselves not only the control of the flag, but also the high ground up there. And look at them raining death from above.
You just gotta admire how fast ApeX got into that nice set piece that they've got here. You saw it in the last round too. Tank on the ridge, guy down in the bottom left. You just gotta admire how fast these guys are able to just shift from instant taking the flag to just getting into a spawn trap set piece.
Well, it was all about that tank play. I mean, as you saw, as soon as that tank went down, they got the go-ahead. ApeX knew exactly where they needed to push up, and it was pretty much all she wrote right then and there. There's nothing really that you can do if you don't really have and another tank to keep the armor in check. That's really what they're there for, is to keep each other in check, and that just wasn't the case. So now we are going to be seeing 5 tickets to 3, about to be 6. Hanashi is pushed up very aggressively once again with that raid leader. Now we saw him doing some beast work with it before, put up 25 kills on this very map, as they did go 4-0 in the previous match. So we'll see if he's going to be able to do the same exact thing. Kamaka did mention before, with that bipod on this particular gun, you can put some pretty decent long-range shots going down, as it does reduce that recoil quite a bit. And the cross shots you can see from across field, able to pick up anybody who is going to be pushing in. And I don't like calling them early, but I mean, honestly, I don't really see them being able to come out of this. It's going to be 8 tickets to 0 before they finally get some players in a position to try and push up. And with their raid leader going down with Void, I say this is going to be point number 1 going on the board for ApeX.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there, Brett. It's really seeming like ApeX, once they got into that set piece, they just keep on tightening the grip even harder and harder and harder, to where they're like white knuckled right now, pretty much. And they're like, basically, they can't even get out of the combat area now, pretty much.
Yeah, in this situation right here, there's not much that you can do. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like, all right, well, we're just going to go ahead and give up this point. I mean, it sounds bad saying it like that, but you almost have to concede that particular last couple of points, unless you're in a striking position to actually flow onto the flag. Like we said before, you know, you got to go ahead and get, you know, maybe, you know, all your smokes out at once. You know, that's where actually a control leader would come in handy, with those smoke crossbows, being able to just throw them out there and try and get as much concealment as possible. Yeah,
and believe it or not, on console, I'm, as you guys might know, or probably not, I am a huge console guy. So actually, it is the meta on console to have control leader on it.
Well, right now, Vibranium is in a pretty good position. He is going to be able to pick up 1. Void picking up a 2nd. So that is a very good start right here, as we are going to be seeing TNTG players starting to fall. But they did get some pretty decent control. We are going to be having the medics now coming in as well, saving the day. That's going to be Afra, as we do see that B site now starting to slowly go in their favor. Again, guys, this is going to be the first of 4 points. So there are plenty of opportunities for this team to come back. It is very, very young in this match, as we see Pionas getting picked up. Void is now spaced out in a pretty decent position as well. Again, going to be setting up this cross position. Very hard to break this. The tank really isn't even able to get out of spawn just yet. There he is. He's now going to be nosing on out. But again, he is going to be the anti-vehicle tank. And without the MG on it, it is very difficult to go up against infantry. But we're going to see if Void can actually make some magic happen. He knows that there's 2 players setting up inside this building. And oh my god, the explosion's happening all around. He is now 4 players around this man. Can he make some magic happen? He picks up 1. Can he pick up the 2nd one? He got the hit markers, but I don't think he realizes that he did. There he goes. That's going to be Hanachi now getting picked up. He turns around, spots out 2 more, picks up the AT assault. Can he make it a 4? He's looking for the medic, and he gets the hipfire spray. Beautiful play right there from Void, as he's a 1-man army on that B flag, and they are going to be able to secure this once again for their team, racking up those points. That was a beautiful play from this man, and we'll see if he's going to be able to continue it, as they are just marching right on in. They're going to go ahead and press this advantage.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Brett, honestly. That was an awesome display of skill right there by Void. Just putting his team on his backpack just for a little moment there, and that basically let them completely hold on to this objective. And yeah, can't really say it better myself, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
But we are going to be having now Afra FPS holding on to this left flank for his team. And really, it's going to be interesting to see where they're going to try and poke on in. They are waiting for their tank to spawn back up. It did go down. And once again, we did see how difficult it was on the A point. Now, I will say on this particular point, and disagree with me if you think otherwise, but on this particular point, you can get away without having a tank.
I mean, it all depends upon how you position yourself. I can agree with you, but it takes some serious positioning, which ApeX does not currently have. What they really need to do is start pushing from those topside houses, as you can see from our perspective, and start putting some smoke on the objective like they're doing. But they really need to get some guy going from the power position houses so that they can put some shots down and on those guys and keep the threat of the flank alive.
Well, right now we are going to be seeing a lot of mortars coming in. Death everywhere. The tank did have to back up there for TNTG. We do see Void up top. He will be able to pick up one. And he spots out two sitting on top of the flag. The burn right now is canceled out. Really good meds coming in, though, as ApeX able to keep their team up and alive. After FPS is over there on the outside, but he's getting flanked by the tanker, I believe. No, that was the AT Assault. Now the tanker does end up going down. Pino ends up getting picked up as well. That's going to be 3 getting killed onto the point. They did not finish out this burn, so they're not going to get any points whatsoever for the cap, and that's going to be a full wipe onto that B flag. Good hold, I would have to say, right there for TNTG. They should be able to secure themselves these next 2 points very quickly. Should be over here in the next probably 10 seconds or so. But that was a very fantastic hold. They didn't get too crazy, didn't throw too many bodies at it, and they were able to, in the end, keep control of that point as we move over onto C.
Indeed, that was a very, very clutch hold right there. They just backed up into a position where they were comfortable, not necessarily on the flag, an on-flag position, but an off-flag position where they were comfortable. The tank was able to put some shots on the stairs, which is where most of the enemies were camping out, and so they were just able to hold it from that nice power position that they held there.
So now we are going to be getting started on Charlie flag. This one right here is a very interesting site. We are going to be seeing some ridge play, heavy ridge play actually coming in right now from TNTG. Look at this, committing 3 players on this ridge side. That is a little bit heavy from what I'm used to seeing. We'll see if it actually pans out for them. If they can take this tank down, it is definitely going to be a huge win on this particular flag. This one, just like on A flag, that ridge height advantage is so critical, as we are going to be seeing both the AT and the support able to do damage to the tank itself. He is, I think, disabled. He is going to get some repairs as well, but it does look like Holland deciding, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and back out. It's not looking good. So pretty much not going to be having anything going down from that fight, as we are going to be seeing C flag now going over into the favor of ApeX. I kind of would have liked to have seen Holland push that advantage. I think that with that communication, they should have known that there was not going to be another infantry player up there with that AT Assault, so they should have been able to basically outnumber them up there in that position, or I'm sorry, with that support class. So kind of disappointing to see that, but it does look like RKN is staying alive for just a little bit onto that C side, trying to cause as much delay as possible on those caps, but we're looking at 3-0 right now for ApeX.
First aid, take it.
Yes, indeed. And we are seeing Void going to be coming up here, getting a nice little something right there, but yeah.
Oh, Vibranium, that was a big play. Vibranium takes out the vehicle. We are now going to be seeing no armor right now for ApeX. This could be the tide turner. It was in the last match. We'll see if it's going to be the same here this time. Vibranium does throw limpet charge over the building right there, just trying to get a little bit of splash damage going down. And we are going to be seeing the rest of his team being able to clean up all of those infantry players. Anybody left out on the map itself, no flanks are going to be going down. Holland is still going to be staying up and alive on top of that ridge. Pino is trying to stay alive there, as he's going to go on a one-on-one with Vibranium. He's like, I don't like this, but Void will be able to have a cross shot on him as well if Vibranium did not actually win out in that gunfight. And this right here is another spawn trap potentially being set up. This is getting scary. 5-2, so we do have some time right now for ApeX to get onto the site. They actually have a little bit of an advantage, so they have a little cushion, but oh my god, look at this collapse coming in from the tank. Holland's going to be able to come around, but he gets hit by a really big AT grenade, and I believe that Pino should be able to get the revive as well, which means that the grenades are going to be back up, and just as dangerous. The tank is getting a little bit out of commission unless he turns around and tries to get a couple of these shots going down. We do see Hinachi as well as Mephisto going back and forth. Vibranium, though, looking so damn good. Void and Vibranium are a duo right now, as this spear is just crumbling from ApeX, trying to get inside. Hinachi's still going to be up and alive. He is going to be providing those spawns going down, but now the tank Holland will be able to rain that splash damage down. I don't think that there's any chance that RKN is not going to be able to finish this up. I would be really disappointed if he actually lost this to a tanker, although the secondary pistol to the tanker is a pretty beast pistol right there. And he is not going to be able to finish it off, actually. So RKN will have a little bit of opposition here. And they did lose some time here onto the flag. So 7-5, the flag is now canceled out. This is actually an opportunity here for ApeX, as they do have the majority numbers onto the flag for the time being.
Yes, indeed, but they still don't have their tank, which is going to be a little bit of an issue. Still got to keep in mind, they have that tank up on top of the hill that is able to just pepper shots on them, but it seems like he's been a little bit distracted right here by Gaddafi right here. He is doing a good job at distracting the tank right now and trying to buy his team some time to get on the flag.
Yeah, I think that I think for the time being, it is definitely going to go in the favor here of TNTG. We did see some pretty good defense going down onto that C flag, and while they are going to try and throw some bodies onto the site, it's not really going to matter. That is a very good C flag hold, as we did see TNTG starting to falter there towards the beginning, but in the end, it's like what we've seen so far throughout this match. That tank, it's so critical. We've seen everything hinge on whether the armor can stay alive, and we'll see if the players actually start altering their play styles to maybe play a little bit more passive, as Holland was getting very aggressive there towards the beginning, but deciding to back on up. I thought that may have been a mistake, but apparently not, as his AT assault definitely holding him down, able to get that kill.
Yeah, Brett, as a tanker, you have to really prioritize your life above anything. You can't really take too many risks because of the you know, it's always risk versus reward, and the reward of possibly taking out the enemy, you have to weigh the risk above the reward. So
yeah. No, I completely agree. Well, it's one of those things where, you know, we've seen this in a lot of different esports. You know, you sit there and it's like, they make a crazy play, and if the play is successful, everybody's like, that is the smartest player in the world. But if he fails, you're sitting there going like, you are a dumbass. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, it just depends on how it hinges on if it works or not. But we'll see if we see any of those plays coming down here in this map. Now we have flip sides, so it is going to completely change which direction we are going to be attacking from. Now TNTG on the, you know, air quotes, better side of this particular map. They did lose this one previously, so we'll see if they're going to be able to redeem themselves, or if ApeX is going to be able to come back. Now, again, it is 1-2. It is the first of 4 in order to take the win on the map. 3-3 will go into a draw and into an overtime scenario. So we'll see if ApeX is going to be able to claw back here, or will we actually be seeing a draw coming in, or will we be seeing TNTG being able to close it out here? They're looking pretty damn good. One thing that I did want to point out, though, Pionas, he is currently 3-13, and as a medic with that particular setup, that's not something that you want to see. I would say if you were a medic class before we saw the autoloader on that particular kit, you'd go, yeah, okay, I could see 3-13. That makes sense. But when you have that much DPS power, especially on points B and points C, like, that shouldn't happen. You should be getting a lot more frags than that.
Absolutely couldn't agree with you more, Brett. You gotta be, especially as that class, you have not only the power to revive, but you also have one of the best weapons in the game. You should be able to win the majority of their gunfights, but 13 out of 16 times of engaging an enemy, he has lost. So that's gotta tell you something.
Oh, we do see Gaddafi now getting picked up. Pio is going to try and make his way back in onto the A flag. It's all down to Hinachi. He is going to be able to stay alive, but he's very low on health here, and he is not going to be able to survive much of that. They also lost their armor, I believe, or at the very least, they are very close to losing their armor. Well, no, he managed to heal it up, so he did die. He got revived. He's now going to be coming back into the tank, but look at this. He's getting pressed from so many different angles right now. The AT assault, I believe, is also over here. Holland is going to be able to get that first initial good shot, and yeah, he's going to die almost instantly. There is no chance for him to survive, and we are going to be having the Ridge now going over into the favor of TNTG. This is the hold that we saw ApeX just dominating on in that very first point. So we'll see if they're going to be able to make a comeback and get out of here. It is 5 tickets to 0 now. So again, still in that kind of middle area where there is a lot of time to make something happen, but my God, it is going to be tough on these guys.
Indeed. Basically what they need right now is a heck of a lot of smoke. And as soon as I was thinking, these guys need to throw down some smoke grenades, they started throwing down some smoke grenades. So
not only the smokes, but they're also starting to get a couple of these frags going down. Gaddafi is going to be up top. He's going to be getting met with the support kit. Not going to be able to win out, even though he had a little bit of help there from Nachi down below. And that is definitely an unfortunate win there. Or I'm sorry, an unfortunate loss. We do see RKN now going down. And this is it. This is the opportunity to try and get onto the flag. The tank still has that high ground, but they are losing out on this particular cap. If they get a couple of frags here onto this flank, that should secure them the A site. They should be able to get some points going onto the board. And yeah, beautiful shots going down. We can see Afro now getting picked up. Hinachi! Hinachi! Oh my god, the guy is on fire right now. He is earning the title as one of the best fraggers on this team. We saw it in the first game. We're seeing it here in the second one. He's starting to light him up. He's starting to wake up. And this is probably what ApeX needs to have to start getting going. You got to have that one guy on the team just rocking and rolling and bringing the rest of his pals with him. It's going to be down to Void and Nachi, but Nachi just a little bit low on health. Will not be able to win in that one-on-one. Is anybody left up onto this A site? We do see Gaddafi and Mephisto trying to get a little bit of action here onto that A side in the back. I don't know if they're going to be able to make anything happen. The tanker still in a very rough position. Not the best weapons to fight out. Gaddafi now making his way over there towards that ridge position. Now if he can pick up Holland, that is definitely going to be a huge play, but Holland too quick on the trigger. He's going to be able to take him down, no problem whatsoever. And so now we are going to be seeing it stabilizing back into the favor of TNTG. They have the cap. They're going to be able to secure it. 8-9 tickets now on the board. This is it. I really don't see ApeX coming back from this. I think we can pretty much say GG on this half, or on this particular point, as we're going into B site.
Yep, absolutely correct there, Brett. Gonna be swapping over to the B side.
So, you know, now in this position, it's 1-3. You're down 2 points. You know, it's map point right now for TNTG. It's feeling a little bit rough. What exactly do we need to be seeing coming out from ApeX? I mean, this should be their point right now that they need to be able to pull it back.
Well, first of all, they just need Hinachi to keep on doing what he's doing. First of all, he's
no doubt
already at 21 kills. But it is almost the end of the game. They need their tanker to stay alive above all else and take out the enemy tanker. What is he rocking? He's rocking the he's rocking the right in the middle tank, as I like to call it. The tank that's not too. It's not the heavy it's not the armored car, but it's not the. It's the light tank, I'll say.
Absolutely. Well, we are going to be seeing Holland getting a little aggressive, though. He decides to push on up. He will be able to take the raid leader out. It's going to be Hinachi now getting picked up. So first cap's going onto the board. That is going to be for TNTG. That kind of sucks if you're a ApeX fan. But, well, we are going to be seeing, was it Plimex up top. He's going to try and get some top-down shots going in, but not really going to be able to convert it into anything at all. Remember, guys, you got to get on that flag. You got to get that time, because that's really where you're going to be able to win the game. Vibranium, though, he's going to go ahead and get aggressive. He's trying to find the tank with this limpet charge. He's going to be able to successfully get it on it. And will he be able to disable? He does. So Mephisto right now is disabled. Where is the armor? Right now for TNTG. TNTG's armor has gone down, but RKN with the support kit, that's some good communication going down as they will be able to take down the tank. So no armor for either of these teams. A slight advantage coming in for TNTG when it spawns in, but it's really negligible. Only about 10 seconds or so, but really you got to look at the fact that right now, only now, are we seeing ApeX starting to win on this B site. We have two players that are going to be back behind enemy lines. It's going to be Vibranium and Afro. And Afro is looking pretty decent. He is going to be that medic kit, so that means that his survivability is going to be way out the roof. He finally does get taken down. But that is a fantastic start right now for TNTG.
Indeed, and it all started from when they got into that power position on those two L-shaped buildings. As you see, the guy that took down the tank actually was just mortaring from on top of that building, and he's still putting shots on them from in that power position, as I like to call it up there. It's just because it's like, you know, a powerful position. You can just do a lot of damage from up there.
We'll see what's going to be happening now. Holland is getting onto the point. starting to contest. He's going to be able to spot out one, but the tank track actually helped him out just a little bit there, but unfortunately not going to be able to do anything there with the kills. RKN going to be following it back up. Really good revives coming in right now from Afro. We'll see if the cross shot is going to be coming in. Afro looking like he might be able to clean this up. He will be able to find the AT assault. Pulls out that secondary, will not connect with the shots. Gaddafi though. Are they going to be seeing the flank coming in? Oh no, Void almost making the play. Only able to pick up one. Gaddafi staying alive for just a moment. They have been able to secure the flag once again. 3 tickets to 5. And they're looking to try and even this up. We'll be able to spot out one. Hanachi is going to be meeting up with 2 players right in front of him here. A lot of smoke's going to be coming out. And it looks like Hanachi not going to be able to win in that gunfight. He says, no, go ahead and sit down, my man. You can go ahead and take a little bit of a breather as you spawn back in. But we are going to be seeing Gaddafi returning the favor onto Vibranium. He picks up one. Looking for the second one. Not going to happen. RK in there. He trades out. And it is a bloodbath right now onto this B site as Afro will be able to survive. Will be able to get the revives as well. And this really is something that you do have to do as a medic. You got to make sure that you're sticking with your team. Yeah, you need to get those kills as we stated before, but you also got to get those revives. And right now, Afro's doing a fantastic job at doing just that.
Absolutely agree. That even though killing is and revives aren't really, they don't have any effect on the points. They're just so impactful. If you can get like 2 or 3 revives off in a chain, you've just tripled your manpower on the objective, pretty much. So
now this is pretty crazy right here. So TNTG didn't even have their tank up yet, and we are going to be seeing ApeX's tank going down. So the support class doing a fantastic job along with the AT assaults, able to get that tank down. Hanachi really in a 1-on-2 situation. He ends up getting picked up. This is just not looking good whatsoever. We do have Pia Nas trying to stay alive. He's getting pushed from every direction, though. The tank will be able to take him down. And I mean, right now, TNTG, they have found their groove. You know, they lost on that first flag, but I mean, honestly, they have just been on cruise control ever since. 6-9, as we are just about to lock in that potentially last and final ticket to secure map number 1 for TNTG, as RKN will be up top. And he can hear those footsteps going down. Doesn't even matter. The time is going to be finishing this out, as we will be seeing TNTG winning map number 1 of the finals. Gaddafi going 24-20. Hanachi 29-16. Put a lot of kills up on the board. Unfortunately, just not able to translate it into points. We'll see if they're going to be able to do the same here in these next maps. But on the other side, Vibranium going 29-20, 21-13 there for RKN, 24-19 for Afro, and 34-12 from Void. And that right there, that man was doing a fantastic job in the first half. We saw him laying down some really good plays and being able to pick up that 4 kills right in a row onto that B side, pretty much securing that point right there, right then. I mean, you could just say, all right, you know, set number 2, that is wholly in their favor. Looking over at the sets overall, we did see some pretty good back and forths, but ultimately, it was TNTG coming out on top. That A flag, they did falter, and it all hinged on that tank, especially on that A site. You know, we saw that that tank going down. All of a sudden, the advantage went to ApeX. They were able to capitalize on it, especially getting up on that ridge position. Oh my God, look at the revives coming in here for ApeX. They had 24 revives, but were still completely outslayed, as well as the fact that they were not able to get position onto those flags. I mean, if you're able to double the amount of revives, you would think that you'd be able to do a little bit more work on those particular sets, but that just means that, you know, TNTG, they were winning those 1-on-2s, 1-on-3s, and then they were doing it all over again.
And yeah, that is going to be, I don't quite know what the next map is just yet, but if it is going to be Giant Shadow, then we might be seeing a little bit more of the killing coming into play from Hanachi.
I mean, let's be honest. They lost on the A flag, and they did it on probably the more difficult side. So it's not too surprising, but then they were able to come back. They didn't lose a single point afterwards. They just looked fantastic. So we'll see if ApeX is going to be able to make a pretty good run here. Again, this is going to be an attack defend here on Amiens. In this situation, we are going to be seeing the attacking team with 30 tickets and about 7 to 8 minutes on the clock. They have to take each of the 3 sectors in order to score a point. So you got to have a possibility of 3 points per half for the attacking team. And the defenders, their whole goal is to prevent them from getting the sector by either draining the time down completely or draining all of the tickets. And it's looking like Holland here is just getting completely hosed with all of these mortars coming on in. He's like, holy shit, I gotta get out of here, guys. He finally does take a safe spot and gonna get a little bit of reps going down. I think right now we are gonna be seeing ApeX just waiting in for potentially that armor to go down for that push, but did not happen. So we'll see where they are going to be setting on up. Does look like the first initial kills are going to be coming in after able to pick up Gaddafi. Juan is getting onto that A point here in just a few seconds. Hinachi does end up going down. That's going to be the raid leader, which is a big loss happening on this particular type of mode. But oh my god, Afro's going to be coming around the corner. He should be able to clean it up. No, he doesn't. Void is the man who does just that. But again, we are going to be seeing right now TNTG with those spawn beacons onto the flag, which means that they're going to be able to get reinforcements directly on the point, while ApeX is going to have to come all the way back from spawn.
Yes, indeed. And that house is a great position for the raid leader to hold. But it seems like he's actually getting in a more involved role. He is kind of just watching that left side, but usually how I see a raid leader is they just stick inside that one building right there, and they just put down the spawn beacons. But yeah, that's what I typically see.
Well, one of the things that we did see was Holland getting a little aggressive there, but not able to get any damage onto the tank. He did take down the support kit, so at the very least he's slowing down any kind of progress. Once again, that's what you want to do. You want to slow down the progress on this side of the map. And we are going to be seeing a potential big push happening here. As they are,
you know, the smoke is going out.
Oh yeah, they are all gearing up for it right here, right now. Hinachi and Gaddafi are going to be on the point, as we do see it. Just a cluster of players here on the back side of that B site. No medic is going to be there. Gaddafi not in the best of positions to get the revive. He will be able to get it there, as we do see him getting a couple of kills. Afro though now coming back in, he's not going to be able to survive in that engagement. But now with the tank coming in onto A. Now this is what I was talking about before, what I would like to have seen coming in here from the previous match. Get that tank in back behind the A side. Use it as cover. It's definitely going to be working to your advantage. You're not going to be in the way of the actual AT position, so that is going to help you out quite a bit. And it does look like the armor has now fallen for TNTG, and this could be a very quick ACAT coming in, but Void still going to be staying alive. Afro doing some work. Juan is going to be trying to get these kills, finishing it out with the secondary. Can't quite do it. Void still going to be up and alive though, and I think they have managed to hold on to this A site.
Indeed. I was viewing the Void right there for a little bit. He took out 2 of the guys on the flag and got the spawns off for his team. He was basically a one-man army for his team right there. And we've been seeing him do this all game. He's just been a one-man army for his team all game. Just such a clutch player.
Well, right now, Vibranium is going to be sitting back behind. We do see Holland now getting up a little bit aggressive as well. And I like this play coming in from the tank player. You know, one of the things that I never really understood that you see some of these tankers doing when they don't have their tank, they play passively, especially in a situation where you are defending. There's no reason why you don't just get aggressive. You're not going to have to worry about wasting tickets. Just go ahead, get aggressive, cause as much havoc as possible. And if you get a few kills, you do. If you don't, you can get some information for your team.
You know what, Brett? Never really thought about it like that, but it's definitely a good idea.
So right now we are down to 20 tickets in 3.5 minutes. And that clock is going to start getting a little bit scary here. Pretty good usage on the tickets themselves, as we are going to be seeing Vibranium getting chased. Nice pickup there from Void. Afro should be able to get the revive going down. 3 players still going to be up and alive, but Mephisto is right on the backside here for the tank. And we are going to be seeing the AT player able to do a considerable amount of damage to him, as they are going to go ahead and back on up. One last player, that's going to be Gaddafi. He does get picked up, and I think that is going to be a full wipe happening on the backside of that point. So now we just have to worry about the couple of players sitting on the backside of that A point. And it does look like, for the time being, TNTG is a little bit of trouble. The tank in a pretty good position. We are going to be seeing Holland now coming out. Really curious to see what positioning he does take up, as he's getting some really good shots in onto Mephisto right now. And oh my god, have they held on once again?
Yeah, it seems like they have. They just... I think it's just a little bit of the fault of the attacking force that time. The leader was in a really good position. Hinachi was in a really good position up and behind the house to get some serious spawnage in. Then he just ran up to an area where there was very little cover, and he got easily taken down by the enemy medic. Kind of crushed that attack.
Right now we are going to be seeing Afra FPS getting very aggressive. Look at where he's positioned right now. He's all the way in the spawn, just looking for any players to go ahead and poke on out. He's already gotten 2 kills. We do see Gaddafi and Void right on the other side of the buildings here. Where are the rest of these players? They are over here onto A, so a little bit of out of position here from Afro, but he could go in for a massive flank, and that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's going to go ahead, try and catch a couple of these players on the backside, but Hinachi is all alone on this A side. He has no help whatsoever. Will end up going down. Again, that's the raid leader. That's the guy you want to keep alive, and he's just not. The support now does end up getting picked up by the flanking medic. Not something that you hear a whole lot, a flanking medic, but that actually is kind of the meta at the moment, as Mephisto is getting pushed back by Holland. Holland, you know what? He sees it. He knows it. He's like, this is it. We're going to clutch it out right now. 1:15 left on the time, and only 10 tickets left. Vibranium is also going to get a little aggressive here. And honestly, if I was Holland, just go push it. Just go push it. Vibranium is going to get picked up, but the tank is completely disabled and taken out. Holland, go ahead and back on up. You have deserved a little bit of a rest going in here. Gaddafi is all the way in the backside, but as a medic, he's not going to be able to do much of anything at all. Void should be able to take care of him. And I mean, honestly, if he pokes up, the tank is going to be able to take him down. But 45 seconds left. 2 more players are going down. Afro really looking good here. He's going to be able to, let's see what right now, 12-4. So he's just locking down it for his team. He's the only man in double digits at the moment. And with 30 seconds on the board, I mean, maybe they can jump on the flag real quick. But Gaddafi is just still sitting back there. I don't think they found him at all. Maybe they can get a pinch going. I don't know.
Honestly, I think that is probably not... Some people might think that that's a great position for him to be in, but I'm going to argue that that is not the best position for him to be in, because...
Well, he just...
Yeah,
he just didn't have time. They were not in position. Like, I think that he would have been able to do a lot more damage had they had their group pushed up a little bit further. If you mixed in the push coming in from the front, you would have had all eyes up there, you know, looking for those players. Then he could have come in the back, maybe picked up 1-2 kills, made that initial push a little bit easier to go into, but it just wasn't there. You know, they just did not have the players in position. So we're going to be seeing 0 points on the board right here for ApeX. This is definitely not good. They were completely stalled out, and TNTG they're just looking damn good. All they have to do is cap over on this A point, and they will be your victors. They are literally just 1 point away from winning the grand finals here.
Yes, indeed. And honestly, I'm very, very surprised that we did not see Hinachi go off once again. Only 1 kill?
That may have been the case, man. He was having some rough games there, rough pushes coming in. Yeah, he wasn't able to get anything going. 1-6. So definitely struggling there. And you know, he was one of your top fraggers, especially on that first map. And when your top fraggers aren't able to get anything rolling, well, you run into issues like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. But on the other side, Void doing a job going 8-1. And Afro going 12-4.
Yeah, he was definitely pushing. I like the way he was playing too. He was one of the things on this particular map. You know, you have players that when they're playing defense, they never pass that invisible line. You know, the invisible line that's right here in these buildings. If you look at my cursor, guys, in stream, They never pass this invisible line right here. But the really good teams, once they see an advantage, they'll push one, maybe even two guys out. They'll put them over here onto a flank, maybe if they're going over to Main Street push, or if they're trying to push in over here by the hotels, they may push them up like what you saw Afro doing, cutting off any kind of players going to be reinforcing in towards the middle of the map. You know, we saw in the PlayStation Finals last weekend, we saw a couple of players getting pushed up over into this area here, able to get some really good cross shots going down. So there's a lot of places that you can just send one guy. And again, I feel like a broken record here because I kind of am in the sense. It's all about wasting time. If you're an attacker on this particular map, you just want to waste time, waste tickets, bleed them as much as possible. If you can delay it, that is perfectly fine. So starting off right now, we are going to be seeing pretty good attack happening over onto the A side. It's already starting to get picked up. Oh, Juan does go down almost immediately. That is going to suck there for ApeX. It was the shock assault, which is going to be your main infantry killer, and even a little bit of damage there to the tank. Afro and Void are going to be doing some work as well. You can see Vibranium able to get a couple of really good grenade hits onto the tank itself. The limpet chart has stuck. He's disabled completely, and he's going to go ahead and die. That is a beautiful attack coming in right now, and I mean, what just happened? TNTG just took ApeX by the scruff of the neck, and they threw him down and said, get out of here. This is our championship. We're going to go ahead and finish this game.
Yes, indeed. They were just looking to waste no time. They just have some serious confidence about these players, that they're like, all right, that they can go up to one of the best teams, one of their best competitors, and say, yo, get out of here, son. This is our time to shine. Basically, as he said. Who's got ammo?
And it looks like Vibranium is looking for this last couple of kills into the backside. Doesn't even matter if he really picks them off. I mean, that's going to be it. So, I mean, we are going to be seeing our victors here. 2-0 in map counts. TNTG looking like nobody can stop them. I mean, not only did they win, they dominated. They completely dominated the match here. So congratulations to them. They are going to be your champions for the South American Cup. They looked fantastic doing it. Looking at Afro right there, 14-5. Vibranium in the end really picking it up, 8-4. I think he got about half of his kills there in that very initial flurry that we saw in round number 2. And then of course we do see Void going 12-3, throwing up some fantastic numbers as well. Mephisto, and this is actually really funny. When your tanker is the KD leader, you know you got some problems. So, you know, if ApeX can fix that, maybe, you know, their map pool just maybe doesn't look like it's that deep. I didn't get to watch all of the Amiens match with them on it. They did win that one, but they looked a lot more comfortable. Even when they were losing, they looked more comfortable on Sinai Desert than they did here on Amiens. So we'll see, you know, if we have another cup here in Battlefield 1, maybe they come back and we see a little bit of action coming in from them, supporting that. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it there. So congratulations to everybody who competed in this match. Definitely thank you for showing up and watching. We hope you did enjoy the stream. Again, congratulations to TNTG. They are going to be your victors here tonight, going 2-0 in the map counts. Make sure you do follow us on Twitter. That's going to be eSport Battlefield. And then, of course, make sure you do follow the channel. Another thing that I forgot to mention, and this is going to be the fault of Deuce because he did not tell me, but we actually have a subscribe button. So if you guys have an Amazon subscription that you can give out, or if you just want to support the channel, absolutely feel free to do so. We would definitely appreciate that. Every little bit of it is going to go into improving the website, improving the cast, improving the experience of the players and the viewers here for ESB. And I think that's going to be it for us. Kamaka, do you have anything to say?
Well, nothing other than I really enjoyed my time casting this. These teams really put on a really good display of skill, and it was a pleasure to cast.
All right. Well, guys, take it easy, and we'll hopefully see you in the future cup. Night.
Night, guys.